what's up? We're back. So today is like day 4 of the build. I'm gonna let y'all know what I got going on here. Let me loosen this bracket real quick. So I should have never emptied out the sawdust out of here, but that's okay. I plan on making a lot more sawdust today, only because I found a cool tip and trick to make some of your bonds more seamless if you're an amateur woodworker like myself and you don't really know what you're doing. So tips and tricks for you, even though I don't really know much about anything. Try to keep your workspace clean or somewhat organized. But so the tip and trick that I have today is you take the sawdust. Basically you don't want it too heavy, so I say anywhere between 120 to 240 grit sawdust. Take that and mix it with your wood glue if you're gonna make a bond in between wood. And what you could do is just run through that with your knife real quick, not super deep, but mix it, you know, scrape off the outside, glue that, you know, the squeeze out or whatever they call it. Whereas like when you put two pieces of wood together and there's glue in between, and then whatever squeezes out of it. So what I found is that if you take wood glue and you mix it with the sawdust that actually comes from your project, it matches the color almost perfectly. And then all you gotta do is just like sand it down when you're done. So if you guys remember in the previous video that I did, wow, that got a lot darker. That's crazy. I was gonna put the stringers here, and then, like, you know, I was doing all the measurements, stuff like that, and then I measured from here to there. Now it's like 30 1/4 right here, right? And I don't know if this is how high up the stringers go, but the reason why I left that piece as long as I did yesterday, and thank God I did, as you can see, I brought my work truck with me today because I just got out of work. 10 o'clock, not bad. Took a 15-minute drive down here, went and got some fuel for the generator, and now we're here. So just so that you know that I know we're in this together. So basically, there's a reason why I did not cut this to length, and that's because what I wanted to do was leave it long so that way I can make the final cut when need be. So because I'm having too many issues where, you know, all my wood isn't really lining up and stuff. So if you look here, I'm gonna put that there. I'm at about 35 inches exactly, which is a lot more than what I need for this project. Cool beans. I'd rather have more than enough than not enough, you know. And then the reason why I put this like this was because the wood, when I was clamping it, started bowing outwards. So I took my smaller clamp and I clamped this to it and to the bar to keep it lined up. And then I was running into some issues yesterday, so I had like maybe either the 80 or the 60 grit sandpaper, and I wanted to rough up the edges a little bit to give more, expose more wood fibers so it could bond better. But it ended up working against me, because what it ended up doing was creating an uneven surface for it to bond. So then I had to put it back on the table and cut a little bit off of this and cut a little bit off of that with this slider thing. So I don't know if you guys ever used this before. If you guys don't woodwork, then you probably don't know, but this is an awesome tool. I'm gonna move this over here so you can see what I'm talking about. So like, let's say the saw blade was all the way up and you need to make a straight cut. I mean, obviously this piece is too long, but if you need to make a straight cut, you just slide it. So you hold it against here and then you slide it, and then it'll make a perfect 90-degree cut, which is awesome. You know, because my other table, it didn't have one of these slider things, but it had 2 slots for these, so you could make one straight cut. So that's one advantage that this table has that my other table saw doesn't. So as you can hear, I got the generator running, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I don't know how much time I burned explaining myself. Oh, we're good. We got about 4.5 minutes or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off, see how well my bond held. And then also I had to clamp it to the table. I mean, that's not too shabby considering it's gonna get screwed and stuff. And it's off a little bit, so I plan on sanding that. I'm gonna sand that to make it smooth. So I'm gonna probably put the 120, but damn, it's cocked down. So what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit off of here and I'll just like sand it so it's pretty much all nice and straight, unless you guys think I should make a new piece. I don't know. If I make it and it still looks kind of wonky, I mean, it's even cocked to the left a little bit. I mean, listen, I did the best that I could do with this because, like I said, all my cuts were off a little bit, and then I still got to make a couple of these really long ones. Oh, look, I even wrote the dimensions on there. Yep, 30 1/4, and this was measured 35. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sand this down real quick, and then I'll show you where we're at when we get done with that. And then, like I said, keep your workspace clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these clamps away real quick because I don't need these anymore, just for the time being. I do have a barbershop appointment. I got a wedding I gotta go to tomorrow. First wedding I ever been to, and it's not even, you know, it's not even been 31 years, you know what I'm saying? First wedding I ever been to, so that's gonna be crazy. So today what I also plan on doing is sanding down. See how like uneven that is? You know, I try to cut it as best as I could, but there's warps in the board, so it didn't really get an even cut. But that's okay. That's why I bought this new 60 and 80 grit sandpaper, so that way I can do bulk waste removal, and then I'll get to sanding these, and this is going to become the dresser. So then I got to measure like where I want, like how tall I want the dresser. I could make it as tall as this, but I don't think I want to do that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll see you guys back here in a bit once I sand this down, and then I'll show you guys what I mean about the wood glue with the sawdust. But I got to get really fine sawdust to fill in the gaps. So I'll see you guys back here in a bit.